Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in A Course in Miracles workbook for students, part 2 of the workbook, lesson 317. I follow in the way appointed me. I have a special place to fill, a role for me alone. Footnote 130. This role is my special function in God's plan for salvation. As the second paragraph makes clear, my role involves going where His plan leads me and doing what it asks of me. Salvation waits until I take this part as what I choose to do. Until I make this choice, am I the slave of time and human destiny. But when I willingly and gladly go the way my Father's plan appointed me to go, then will I recognize salvation is already here, already given all my brothers, and is already mine as well. Father, your way is what I choose today. Where it would lead me, do I choose to go. What it would have me do, I choose to do. Your way is certain, and the end secure. The memory of you awaits me there, and all my sorrows end in your embrace, which you have promised to your Son, who thought mistakenly that he had wandered from the sure protection of your loving arms. Commentary by Alan Watson. I have a special place to fill, a role for me alone. There is a place for me in the plan of atonement. There is something that is meant specially for me to do, and until I find and fulfill my part, salvation waits. My particular twist on the insanity of separation needs to be healed before healing is complete. I do believe we each have a particular part to play in the drama of salvation. We each have a special function to fulfill, and part of following the Holy Spirit is learning to discover what that role is. It may not be anything grand or large in the public eye. It may be the healing of one particular relationship. It might be, as it was with Helen Schuckman, bringing some message from God into this world. It might be raising children and bringing them up from the perspective of a healed mind. It might be tending bar and listening to the patrons with forgiveness. But we do have a function, and we need to find it and fill it. Whatever it is, it will be some aspect of healing, some aspect of alleviating guilt, some way of recognizing that some way of recognizing the Christ in those around us. It will be a function which in some way gives and brings grace into the world, for all functions within the plan of God fall into this general category. Healing is our function here. When I find my function, I will find my happiness. For happiness is my function. This is what I choose today. Today, Father, I pray, I'll go where you would have me go. I'll do what you would have me do. I'll be forever in love with you. All my sorrows end in your embrace. And now, if you'll please close your eyes and join me in meditation. I'll go ahead and lead us. I follow in the way appointed me. Father, your way is what I choose today. Where it would lead me, do I choose to go. What it would have me do, I choose to do. Your way is certain and the end secure. The memory of you awaits me there, and all my sorrows end in your embrace, which you have promised to your Son, who thought mistakenly that he had wandered from the sure protection of your loving arms. I follow in the way appointed me. so much for joining with me in the meditation. Now we will read what is the Last Judgment, Part 7. And this is paragraph 4, sentence 1. God's final judgment is as merciful as every step in His appointed plan to bless His Son and call him to return to the eternal peace He shares with Him. The plan of God and its ending are characterized by one thing, mercy. The final outcome will be mercy, and every step along the way to our learning that will be merciful. God has a plan, and that plan is to call us to return to the eternal place He shares with us. No part of that plan is anything but merciful. Sometimes, even though we may believe that the ending will be merciful, we think that harshness, pain, and suffering are necessary along the way. I don't think so. I believe that the merciful nature of the outcome permeates the entire pathway. Every bit of it is aimed at release from suffering. There is no need to learn through pain. When we have already in our blindness chosen pain, it can be used to teach us. But there is no need for it to be that way. God's only desire is to release us from our suffering. And in the end, He will. In the end, we will know the fullness of His mercy, the consistency of His love, and the shining radiance of His joy. At the heart of the universe, God is an infinite expanse of welcome. Thank you so much for joining with me in Lesson 317. I follow in the way appointed me.